Chirp 6. Monty makes a comment after the game saying the team looks slow. As we heard, he also said that they played faster against Montreal in the clip. Are we sure that Monty agrees with roster construction and infatuation with the size movement? This is something that Felger and Maz talked about today. And I almost said I said out loud, Felger is in my head. He stole my friggin' point that I'm going to pay attention now after every press conference when they lose, how many times he mentions slow or pace or that type of thing. And the more he does, then the more I'm going to think that he doesn't totally agree with it and that it's almost a built-in excuse if they decide not to extend him.
Interesting. I don't think it's necessarily that he doesn't agree with it. I think he thinks their pace of play is too slow. I don't think it's necessarily foot speed, because I think he thinks some of the bigger guys they got in are fast. He did mention, the way Koepke took the puck to the net and Beecher took the puck to the net. So I think he's okay with that. What I think he's talking about is more about their IQ and how they play, how quickly they transition pucks, and if they can get pucks in the right spots and use whatever speed they do have to go in and get them, and kind of their IQ, like they're thinking the game too slowly, not necessarily foot speed too slow.
Do you think that that they would ever consider firing Monty mid-year? And 2, what are the odds of him being extended at the end of the year?
I think that they would fire him during the year if they were on a big losing streak.
Okay. So they were threatening not to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they would have to be like they would have to fall out of it. Yeah, they would have to fall out of it. If there was still a threat to be in it, I think he would stick around, because I don't think in general, I don't think the Jacobs like to fire people.
No, I don't think so.
People hang around forever.
They do.
It's really only when playoffs are threatened or missed that they fire people. That's when O'Connell,
like Dave Lewis,
Lewis, Chiarelli, like everybody. Right. It was when they fell out of the playoffs.
Right.
So I don't think they would do it unless there was like a really bad situation and the Bruins fell out of it. Okay. As far as the extension goes, that's interesting to me, because I'm not sure that they'll do it in season now. Just because I think the management wants to see how it's going to play out. Mm-hmm. I think they want to see it if and hopefully when they make it into the playoffs, how they do. And if it's another first round exit, I don't know if he's coming back. I think it'll be like a mutual agreement to part ways kind of a thing, where the Bruins are like, we're going to go in a different direction. We just don't think you can get us over the top. And he's like, you gave me 12 fourth line guys. Like, how am I supposed to play the style that I told you I wanted to play with 12 fourth line guys? So
I'm going with, if I had to guess, if I had to put money on it, he doesn't get extended at the end of the year.
So do you think they're going to lose early in the playoffs?
I think they're going to lose early in the playoffs, potentially first round, maybe second. I think he's done. I think if they were really confident in him and what he's doing with the team, they would have extended him already.
I mean, that's a valid point.
They absolutely would have, because you just said that they don't like to fire people. I think they would have. They extended Sweeney, under the radar, when people thought that he might go, or they were up in the air about him, and they extended him. I think I think that he will not be extended. I don't know who the replacement's going to be. I hope it's somebody else, like it's someone from outside. I hope it's not Jay Leach or friggin', oh my God. Like, I hope it's someone that is completely different, aggressive style, like this type of like Florida, Carolina type style, and they start integrating the younger, like when Duran and these guys come in and they really get like a forechecking style going on. I hope it's that type of guy. I am guessing that they don't unless he gets to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm going to say Eastern Conference Finals or he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's. I don't know if I would say that's correct, but I would say you might be onto something there. And producer Connor's stirring it up here because he said Leach came in this offseason, no new contract. It's interesting.
Yeah, it could be Jay Leach. I mean, but again, I mean, do you want Jay Leach?
No, I don't.
No, I want someone who's going to come in and have an aggressive style. And, I really question whether or not Carberry was the guy. If Spencer Carberry was the guy, he got something out of Washington that no one ever thought he'd get.
Yeah.
I thought that team stunk.
Yeah.
And they made the playoffs. And I thought, he in hindsight, I think he would have been the guy. But I don't know. It's very interesting because of his regular season record and all that people keep throwing that at me. It doesn't mean dick. It doesn't mean anything really. Like there's been guys who have been fired during cup runs.
Yeah.
There's been guys who have had a pretty good couple regular seasons and fell flat in the playoffs and get fired. Like that's how hockey is.
Yeah. Regular season doesn't mean anything to me.
No.
Like, I
8
mean,
teams in your conference make the friggin' playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams make it. That's why it's playoff success that matters to me. I mean, we're from Boston. Like, you're supposed to win here. Like that. If you're not trying to win, like, what the hell is the point? So, like, if you do well in the regular season and then you choke it out in the playoffs, like, what the hell's the point of that?
Yeah.
Like, great. Like, you made my winter more bearable, but then come spring you shit the bed. Like
what if you lose to Florida for a third time? You lose to Florida a third time.
If they lose to Florida for a third time, you should be fired.
He's gone. You should. You can't figure it out, dude.
No,
so you're gone.
we talked about this after the Florida game. They haven't made an adjustment yet on the breakout. Like you talked about it. You watched the first period for 6 minutes. No D to D passing. Like that's got to be an adjustment.
Oh.
That's got to be a coaching point.
Part of the reason why Lohrei sucked is you kept giving it to him like up the half wall, and he kept getting caved in. Like he has nowhere to go with the puck.
Right.
Like that happened over and over and over and over again.
I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum at this point. It's like you have to make some kind of adjustment, whether it's going D to D so that you can possess the puck, whether the center comes down low or the weak side winger drops, whatever it is, you need more outlets to be able to pass the puck somewhere. You have to change your breakout against that team because you have not been successful breaking the puck out. Plain and simple. And they're stubborn about it, it seems, and they won't change what they're doing.
No.
So if you lose to that team again and you don't make any kind of adjustments and it's just same old, he has to be gone.
He has to go.
Because it's like you're an idiot. It's like you're banging your head against the wall. You do the same thing over and over and you expect a different result.
Right. Because management got the players. Management got the players they think are the remedy. Like they got the players. They got the nastiness. They got the size. Management did what they think they needed to do.
Right.
If the coach doesn't win again, then the coach goes.
Yeah.
Like, so it's all really going to come down to that. There's going to be no extension until they find out what this thing is. And if Toronto wins the division and they play Florida in the first round, like that's just heading for 3 in a row and you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I mean, how can he survive if they lose to Florida a third time in the playoffs? He can't. That would be asinine to bring him back again.
Yeah.
But